I'm Barry Trammell, and before Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals, all kinds of people, including my partner here, had all kinds of suggestions for Scotty Brooks. As we go to Game 5, I think the time for suggestions are over. The adjustments can end. The series is over.
Yeah, I did suggest a change to the starting lineup. Hey, the Thunder got out to a great start in Game 4. But now, with a 3-1 deficit, what more can they do? From the Opubco Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenni and Berry. I felt like, and I still feel like, a different starting lineup in this particular series might have benefited the Thunder. Scott Brooks did not pull that trigger. Now I think you just stay. I think you just keep the status quo. Are there any adjustments to be made?
Well, I don't think so at this point. I mean, the series is over. The Thunder's not going to win 3 straight. It just doesn't happen. The Mavericks have proven over the regular season they're the superior team. They've proven in this series they're the superior team. And now they have to only win 1 game out of 3. 2 of them are in Dallas. Only 8 teams out of 200 facing a 3-1 deficit in the NBA playoffs have come back to win the series. The series is over. So no reason to go tinkering with chemistry, try crazy things, new starting lineup. People have suggested all kinds of things, not just James Harden for Thabo, which is sort of the natural. So, John Hollinger, one of the most respected basketball minds in America, suggested Nazi Mohammed start for Kendrick Perkins. Nazi hasn't even played the last 2 games. So people have all kinds of ideas and theories, and the time for theories is over.
Scott Brooks talked before Game 4 a little bit about the idea of changing the starting lineup, and obviously a lot of talk swirling. And I almost got the feeling like chemistry was his biggest concern. I didn't get the feeling. I knew. I could absolutely tell that was the issue. But what I almost had a feeling of was Scott Brooks saying, you know what? I maybe understand that a different starting lineup would be better, but I'm not willing to risk it long term for the betterment of this franchise. I'm going to stay with the status quo. And you know what? This is a starting lineup that won 55 games in the regular season. Once you add Kendrick Perkins and Serge Ibaka in there, Scott Brooks has a good handle on what needs to happen. Just stay the course, see what happens in these playoffs. And then I think we might see a change come next year. But I think you just have to stay with what got you here and see what happens.
I think Scott Brooks is going to go into what could be the final game of the season. I think it's game number 99, I think, maybe tomorrow night, Tuesday night in Dallas. And I think Scott Brooks is going to say, you know what, these guys have taken us this far. We've come great strides. We won 55 games. We've reached the Western Conference Finals. We scared the daylights out of the Dallas Mavericks. No reason to go switching jockeys now. Let's go with what we've got and see what happens.
Yeah, and Scott Brooks said earlier in this series that heading into next year there was going to be serious thought given to James Harden being a starter, and I think he probably will become a starter. There's still a lot of unanswered questions about how he will play in a more long-term situation out there on the floor with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Lots of times when he plays with those guys, he tends to disappear. But James has just continued to get better and better. We saw it in Game 4 when James Harden fouled out. The Thunder offense essentially just disintegrated. It wasn't nearly as good as it was when James Harden was in the game. I think Scott Brooks stays with his rotation, sees what happens. Maybe they win 1 more game, but yeah, I think the series is pretty much over. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.